Good afternoon, blog viewers. Today will be a shorter post in light of the fact that some of the stuff we've already covered, so I want to go through this as quickly as I can. But in a sense, the entire project and purpose of our blog here has been for each person to individually define and develop intrinsic or internal values and standards for determining how good or valuable their life is up to that point in their life. And this sort of intrinsic value and standards for judging how one's life is going includes all the people in our life, all the friendships, relationships, family members, all of those things, work colleagues. It includes anything we've achieved in our life, any sort of achievement whatsoever, any failures along the way, anything we haven't achieved that we wanted to achieve, and the causes of those failures. And any external goods that we happen to have gathered over time, whether money, power, honor, reputation, even things like living in a trendy part of town or nice city or a beautiful neighborhood or beautiful home, all of those things. So all of this goes into determining, creating an internal value system for judging your life and how it's going and how valuable it is, and doing that based on your individual circumstances and your individual mind. And the key point is that this value system is intrinsically created by each person to determine the value of their life for that person alone, by their own standards. There are a whole bunch of other standards out there to measure your life that you can use that are not developed by yourself. Some of these are, for example, pure fantasy, made in the mind nothings. A great example would be zodiac signs. You can measure your life or try to predict your life based on zodiac signs. Other standards are very objective, and you don't need to read, and very fast, and you don't need to read Plato or Aristotle or do any sort of deep thinking to determine under these value systems and these metrics how well your life is going. Two examples: your economic health and well-being. Well, you pull up your checking account, you look how much money is in there. You pull up your brokerage statements or your 401k account, you look at the value of your stocks. You pull up Zillow or some similar website, you look at the value of your house. This all takes about 5 or 6 minutes. In 5 or 6 minutes, you can determine your economic health based on very objective standards and quantifiable data. Another example would be your health. You can go on a scale. How long does that take? That takes about 3 seconds. You can determine your weight. You can go on the internet, figure out what is your weight range for your age and gender, etc. That takes another 30 seconds. And so all of this you can determine very quickly. Again, with your health, you can go and run a mile and clock it, and determine how you're stacking up with others your age. If you're, let's say, you're mid-30s and you run a 6-minute mile, you're in fantastic shape. If you run a 16-minute mile, you're in pretty horrible shape. So again, this doesn't take any amount of time to determine. It's all out there, and you don't need to do any sort of deep thinking to determine under these value systems how well your life is going. But once you get past these easy systems, it gets a lot harder. The task gets much harder. You have to look at your life honestly, moving beyond the objective criteria, and see how valuable a life is this that I'm leading. Where is it trending? If it's valuable, why do I regard it as valuable beyond the objective criteria we've just discussed? How valuable is it really? How likely is it that my assessments of value are filtered by self-deception? If it's not valuable, what's holding me back? What's holding me from having or imbuing my life with more value? What do I need to do to get over these things, overcome for my life to have more value? And you have to do this by yourself, again, as compared to going to the economic and health things. You have to do this seriously, and you have to do it by yourself with thought and care and honesty. You can't go to a book somewhere and just figure this stuff out by the book, or in today's age go to a web page or Facebook or whatever and get these answers, because no book or no web page or whatever is going to have your life experiences. It's not going to have your life history, and most importantly, it's not going to have how your mind works and how your mind. It's not going to detail how your mind reacts to things, how it pursues things, how it values things, all the things that largely determine how valuable your life is on a moment-to-moment basis. So the key point is, this is it. This is your life. You have to look at it, you have to judge it honestly, and you have to make the necessary adjustments to imbue it with more value. You can't for a minute think that things will just sort of on faith work out for the best, that you don't have to personally do things to imbue your life with more value. You can't sort of have that sort of hope for the best approach. I don't think that works. So again, as I promised, today is a short post, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.